In this video, we're going to be looking at working backwards to find the radius in cylinders and spheres. So just like working backwards in finding the radius in circles, the same method is applied here. You have to write out the formula of the shape, you write out what we know, and then you solve the equation to find your radius or your diameter. So in the first question here, we're given a cylinder and we're given the volume. And the volume of a cylinder is pi times radius squared times height. And in this question, our radius is x. So let's use what we know now and put it into the formula. So we have pi times x squared times 23 is equal to 2599.92. Okay, so I have pi and 23 on the left with the x squared, so I don't want those there, so I'm going to bring them across to the right. So x squared is equal to now 2599.92 divided by 23 pi. Now to find out what x is, let's square root both sides. So x will be equal to the square root of 2599.92 over 23 pi. And when we do that, we have x is equal to 5.998. So we'll say x is equal to 6 centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, let's have a look at another one. So again, we have a cylinder here. So volume equals pi times radius squared times our height. And this one we need to find out what the height is. So we'll have pi times 8 squared times our height, which is x, is equal then to the volume of 5,626.88. So then 8 squared will be 64. So we'll have 64 times pi times x is equal then to our volume, so it's just the exact same. So now the 64 pi, let's bring that to the other side and divide. So x will be equal to 5,626.88 divided then by 64 pi. So then x is going to be equal to 27.985. And again, we'll round to 1 decimal place. So we'll say x is equal to 28, correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, so again, write out the formula, write out what you know, and then solve the equation. Okay, in this question here, we're given a sphere and we're given the volume of the sphere, and we need to work out what the radius is, correct to 1 decimal place. So we have our formula up at the top there. Okay, so let's just write it out again. So we have 4 over 3 times pi times radius cubed is equal then to 1,500 in this question. Okay, so the 4 over 3, I'm going to get rid of that first. So pi times radius cubed is equal to 1,500 divided then by 4 over 3. And that then works out as 1,125. So pi times radius cubed is equal to this. So the radius cubed is equal to 1,125 all over pi. So we have a radius cubed, but we want the radius on its own. So the radius then is equal to the third root of 1,125 all over pi. Putting that into the calculator then, radius will be equal to 7.1 centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, we'll look at one more. So in this question, we're given the surface area of a sphere. Again, our formula is up at the top there for the surface area. And so let's just write that out. So in this question, we have 4 times pi times radius squared is equal to 3,500. Okay, so I can divide 3,500 now by 4 pi because that's in front of our radius. So the radius squared is equal to 3,500 over 4 pi. Now I'm not going to put that into the calculator yet, so I'm going to square root it then to get rid of the squared. So 3,500 over 4 pi, and then that would be equal to 16.7 centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, and that's it. So make sure you write out your formula, write out what you know, and then just solve from there.